You felt it. It's 2 in the afternoon, and your brain feels like a city grid in a dense fog. Thoughts move slowly. The horizon of your to-do list is completely obscured. Then, you take a few sips of coffee. You turn back to your screen, and 10 minutes later, something has changed. The fog hasn't just lifted, it's vanished. The traffic in your head is flowing. Connections are being made. It feels like you've just flipped a switch and poured pure, clean energy directly into your brain. But you haven't. What you've actually done is much stranger and far more clever. You haven't hit the accelerator, you've silenced the brakes. And to understand how, we have to follow that single sip of coffee on its remarkable journey to the very center of you. From the moment it passes your lips, caffeine is in a hurry. It doesn't need much digestion. It passes directly through the lining of your stomach and small intestine into your bloodstream, like a VIP slipping through a secret door. Within minutes, it's circulating throughout your entire body. But its main destination is the most exclusive club there is, your brain. Protected by a highly selective fortress called the blood-brain barrier, the brain keeps most molecules out. But caffeine is special. Its structure gives it an all-access pass. It slips through this barrier as easily as a ghost through a wall. This is why you can feel its first subtle effects in as little as 10 or 15 minutes. The main event, however, the peak of its power, arrives about 30 to 60 minutes later, once it has fully saturated the target. To understand what caffeine does, you first have to meet the molecule it's impersonating, adenosine. Think of adenosine as the most honest accountant in your body. All day long, as your brain cells fire, burn fuel, and do the hard work of thinking, they produce adenosine as a byproduct. It's like a fine dust of exhaustion settling after a long day's work. This adenosine dust doesn't just float around. It has a job to do. It drifts through your brain and lands in specific parking spots on your neurons, called adenosine receptors. When enough of these spots are filled, it sends a powerful, unmistakable signal. We are getting tired. It's time to slow down. It's time to prepare for sleep. This build-up of adenosine throughout the day is what scientists call sleep pressure. The longer you're awake, the more the pressure builds. It's your body's natural, non-negotiable fatigue meter. This is where caffeine performs its magic trick. On a molecular level, caffeine looks uncannily similar to adenosine. It's like a masterful forgery, a key cut in almost the exact same shape. When caffeine arrives in the brain, it makes a beeline for those same adenosine receptors, and it fits. It slides right into the parking spot meant for adenosine. But here's the crucial difference. While it's a perfect fit, it doesn't activate the switch. It's like a key that gets into the lock but doesn't turn it. It just sits there, blocking the spot. The real adenosine, the honest signal of your fatigue, now floats by and finds its parking spot is taken. It can't land. The message of slow down is never delivered. Your brain has no idea how tired it actually is because the messenger has been silenced. What happens in a brain when its primary brake pedal is disabled? Everything speeds up, but in a controlled, orderly way. Neurons that were being gently quieted by adenosine now start firing more freely. The background static in your mind dies down, and the important signals stand out with greater clarity. Your whole neural network synchronizes. This isn't chaos, it's coherence. It's the feeling of clean, sharp attention. This wave of disinhibition travels deep into your brainstem, waking up clusters of neurons like the locus coeruleus. This is one of your brain's primary vigilance centers responsible for alertness. With adenosine blocked, it sends out its own wake-up signals, primarily norepinephrine, reinforcing the cycle of alertness. You haven't added any new horsepower to your mental engine. You've just taken your foot off the brake and cleared the track. This brain-level change doesn't stay in your head. Your brain is the command center for your entire body, and it now sends out a new set of instructions. Seeing the increased neural activity, your pituitary gland sends a quiet signal down to your adrenal glands, the little caps sitting on top of your kidneys. In response, they release a small, measured dose of epinephrine, also known as adrenaline. This isn't the heart-pounding surge you get from a near miss on the highway. It's a subtle, background hum of readiness. Your heart might beat a little faster, your blood pressure might tick up slightly. Your liver gets the signal to release a bit of stored sugar and fat into the bloodstream, making fuel readily available for your muscles. It's your body's way of getting into a ready stance, preparing for action that your brain now believes is imminent. One of the most profound effects of caffeine happens in a part of the brain called the striatum, which is crucial for selecting and initiating actions. Think of it as your brain's gear shifter. Here, caffeine blocks a specific type of adenosine receptor, the A2A receptor, which works in a delicate partnership with dopamine. By blocking adenosine, caffeine fine-tunes the dopamine system. It makes your dopamine signals more efficient, more impactful. This is why coffee can make you feel so decisive and coordinated. It clarifies the signal for "do this," while dampening the signal for "or maybe do that." It creates focus without the overwhelming, scattered rush of a massive dopamine flood. It's the difference between a finely tuned sports car and a rocket ship. One is about precision and control. The other is just raw, untamed power. Now, for one of the most counterintuitive facts about your morning coffee. While your mind feels sharper and more awake, the blood flow inside your brain is actually decreasing. A typical dose of caffeine can constrict the blood vessels in your brain by 20 to 30%. This seems completely backward. More alert should mean more fuel, more oxygen, more blood, right? But this reveals a deep truth. Mental alertness isn't about raw blood volume. It's about signal clarity. By reducing blood flow, caffeine can also reduce pressure inside the skull. This is precisely why it's a key ingredient in many headache medications. For someone with a migraine, whose blood vessels are painfully dilated and throbbing, the gentle constriction from caffeine can bring incredible relief. Your brain is getting less blood, but it's working more efficiently. Have you ever wondered why the same espresso can make your friend feel calm and focused, while it leaves you feeling jittery and anxious? The answer is written in your genes. Two sets of genes in particular create your personal caffeine code. First is a gene called CYP1A2. It builds the enzyme in your liver that's primarily responsible for breaking down caffeine. If you have the fast version of this gene, you clear caffeine from your system quickly. For you, a coffee's effects are strong but brief. If you have the slow version, that same coffee lingers for hours. The other key gene is ADORA2A. This gene builds your adenosine receptors. Small variations here can change how strongly adenosine binds and how sensitive you are to its blockade. One person's receptors might create a smooth, clean feeling of alertness, while another's create a jangling sense of unease. It's a genetic lottery that determines your entire relationship with caffeine. Caffeine might block the feeling of tiredness, but it doesn't stop the clock. Your body is still producing adenosine every minute you're awake. All that sleep pressure is still building up, like water rising behind a dam. Caffeine is just holding the dam shut. The average half-life of caffeine is about 3 to 5 hours. This means if you have a 100 milligram coffee at 3 p.m., you still have 50 milligrams in your system at 8 p.m. Plenty to interfere with deep sleep. And even if you fall asleep, the quality is different. Studies show that caffeine consumed even 6 hours before bed can significantly reduce your time in the deepest, most restorative stages of sleep. Then, when the caffeine finally wears off, the dam breaks. All the adenosine that has been building up for hours floods your receptors at once. This is the crash. It's not your body running out of energy, it's your body finally feeling the full, unmasked weight of the sleep debt you've accumulated. Why does this molecule even exist? The coffee plant didn't evolve it to help us meet deadlines. Caffeine is a weapon. It's a potent neurotoxin for insects. When a bug nibbles on a caffeine-rich leaf or bean, its nervous system is overwhelmed, leading to paralysis and death. It's the plant's way of saying, "Do not eat." We humans, with our much larger bodies and sophisticated liver enzymes, are able to tolerate doses that would be lethal to a smaller creature. And we've discovered that this plant-based poison, in just the right amount, has a remarkable effect on us. We have co-opted a plant's chemical shield and repurposed it. We borrow its powerful stop signal to put a temporary stop to our own body's cry for rest. It's a beautiful, strange pact between our biology and the biology of a plant. So the next time you feel that fog lift 10 minutes after your first sip, remember what's happening. You are not creating new energy. You are not filling a depleted tank. You are performing a brilliant deception on your own brain, using a molecule forged by a plant as a weapon. You are temporarily silencing the most honest voice in your body, the one that tells you when it's time to rest. You are taking out a loan of alertness from a few hours in your future. The trip feels faster, the thinking feels clearer, but every single red light you skipped, every brake pedal you ignored, is waiting for you down the road. The debt always comes due. And knowing that is the key to using this incredible tool wisely. It's just one more marvel happening right now inside you.